Hey, Yetta, what do you call an investigative realtor?
I don't know.
Come on. Sherlock Holmes.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker Team.
We are honored that for over 30 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing in real estate, but really coming alongside you to build your faith, build your fund, build your finances, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. We're going to discover what to start doing to build wealth wisely. In this market, things are harder than they've been before to keep our capital safe, and we want to keep it safe. We don't want to lose it. We want to grow it.
Absolutely.
So we need to look at how can we stay in the black and continue to build without the losses. And what do we need to start doing?
Yep.
What's one of them?
Well, remember in the previous episode, we talked about evaluating experiences, right?
Mm-hmm.
And probably 15 years ago, I got careless on some of the investments we did because they were in real estate. And I thought, I know real estate, right? I'm a realtor. I got to know real estate.
And I've been a realtor for a long time, and my wife even longer.
Mm-hmm. And some of the investments were in another province. Some of them were in other countries. And I didn't do the due diligence that I would do for a client. I didn't do it for myself. And guess what?
It was a costly adventure.
Yeah, it was a costly adventure. Those investments, I didn't have control of the project. I invested in somebody else. I took someone else's word on things. I trusted other people. And
to do the due diligence that you needed to do. So really what we're saying is you want to start do your own due diligence.
Yeah. And they weren't realtors, by the way. They were not realtors that I trusted.
No.
And
so start trusting the right people.
And we got burned.
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
We got burned big time. I think 3 of the investments went bankrupt. So we ended up with nothing. So that's the first point. Do your due diligence.
I don't mean by yourself, use resources, but make sure you don't rely on somebody else's due diligence. Even when a client says to me, Yetta, what would you do in this situation? It's like, unless I have lived that same scenario, my life isn't your life. My timing isn't your timing. I can give you the general principles.
Right.
If I have an offer on the table and I don't have any showing scheduled coming up and it's an okay offer, probably wise to take the offer, work it the best we can and take it versus wait if there's nothing coming down the pipe. So there's some of those general things. So I'm not saying don't have to experience everything for yourself. But if there's a thing I don't understand, do my due diligence to get understanding.
Right. Okay. And another thing I think is to start doing is to get with like-minded people and grow together with them in a community. Sometimes you might even end up partnering with them. We've done quite a number of investments this year where other people partnered together to make it feasible for them to buy a bigger project than they would normally been able to afford on their own fruition.
Right. And here's the piece of the start inside that. It's tucked inside when you're partnering with other people. Start ensuring that you have aligned values, that you are like-minded, that one of you isn't near the end of their investing career and one at the beginning of their investing career because you have different desires and ideals and timelines to work with. So making sure that you are really on page with the partners you might like to partner with. Similar core values is so important. Cannot be overstated. Because this is a vision. You have a vision for your investing life and you can't protect it if you're with the wrong people.
Right. And even your realtor, like you may not be partnering financially with your realtor, but your realtor is your partner on this investment journey. And make sure you're using one that has investment experience. Either they've worked with others or they invest themselves.
Probably better yet that they've actually touched it and felt it and experienced and put their money in, their own money. I mean, it's different.
Yeah, it is.
Right? And so if you're thinking, wow, this is a lot to take in, you want to read the Wealth Formula first and foremost. If you haven't read it already, or maybe reread it, you can get a copy on Amazon. You can get a Kindle version, a book version, or you can even pop by and visit us at the Solid Rock office where we hang out some of the time when we're not out with clients, and we have copies there that can be purchased. And the great news with those ones, you can even get them autographed if you want to. And, or if you're ready to do this, you want to start investing, because we're going to say if you haven't been, start to get clarity about when you can. Do a clarity call.
Yeah, that's really great. All right. So what else are we going to start doing? How about looking at what can save energy? Some landlords think, oh, I don't have to worry about items like insulation and sealing the house and drafty windows because my tenant's paying the utility bill.
Right.
Is that fully true?
Well, it is true, except if you're devaluing the property in the big picture, it hurts you more than it helps you. So preventative maintenance, and I guess you get a lesser quality tenant if you're not taking great care of your place.
Yeah. And we had one property where we were getting a new tenant after every winter because the energy costs were too high. And so that turnover costs you money too. So we wanted to make sure that we upgraded our insulation in that particular property and do that preventative maintenance that we talked about in a previous episode, because then you don't get the emergency and you're frustrating your tenant, you're frustrating yourself as a landlord because now you got urgent things to handle.
And it costs more money when there's urgency. We had an emergency phone call, not that we thought anything was wrong with our furnace, and 3 days later it was already scheduled to have a service call, but we ended up getting an emergency service call. So as much as you can, have a regular track record of taking care of things preventatively.
Right. And that doesn't mean, just because you have a 20-year-old furnace that you're going to change it and spend $5-7 grand or whatever. It means just maybe you have a service contract on it. Maybe you just get it annually serviced. Ours just missed the deadline there by 3 days. If the annual service might have found the problem with the capacitor and whatever, but it didn't, and it's cold. So we got the emergency service, right? So
another thing you want to start doing, well, is this a start? Improve your property where there is a return on investment.
Okay. Explain.
Right? Rather than over improving a property.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Make it an appropriate improvement. Start doing the appropriate improvement for that property. I don't need to put in the highest end fixtures in a lower priced rental. I need to put nice fixtures in. So over improving it, improve it appropriately to the type of real estate that we're talking about and the type of tenant you're looking for.
All right. Perfect. So my challenge for you, if you're anywhere even contemplating investing in real estate, is read 10 financial books. And you might say, 10, that's a lot. Yes, it is. And you'll feel very, very comfortable after reading 10. And the reason I say read is Mark Twain's quote. I love it. He said that there is no advantage to those that don't read over top of those that can't read. So if you're choosing not to read, well, take a look in the mirror.
That was harsh.
Yeah, it was. We're grateful that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Dekker Team. Moving forward together with the Dekker